Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So today we're going to do kind of an updates video. We have come into some new makeup, just a little bit. We kind of wanted to talk about the things that we've been loving and our thoughts on the stuff that we got, because a lot of times we'll just get stuff and then we might do a review on it, but we don't really update you guys unless it's just mentioned in another video,
like in like a favorites or something.
Yeah, so we're just gonna kind of go through updates. I think this is smart to do in general, so we'll probably do it after we get our like Christmas makeup from each other too, because after this we got an Ulta order coming in too. After this we're not really gonna buy much, so there's that. So if you're interested in seeing all of our thoughts, then just keep on watching.
So we did want to mention, we'll do an update on these products later if we use them all. It just kind of depends, but we did get a PR package from Kaja and what do you call it?
I Do Care,
the skincare line. So from Kaja we got the Wink Stamp liner set. So it's like a wing stamp, I guess. It seems kind of finicky to me, but I've actually heard good things about these specifically, so I'll try them out. I suck at wing liner anyway, so.
We did get the Chocolate Dahlia little palette stack from Kaja. As always, the shimmer is stunning, so I'm excited to play around with this one. I think this one will be really good for like quick makeup, like I don't know what I want to do today, let me just throw something in, because it's just got two like neutral brown mattes and then that gorgeous like champagne-y shimmer. This is one of the stacks that we probably wouldn't have purchased ourselves, just because we don't care about the mattes. The shimmers in these palettes are so pretty that we just want all of the shimmers. So we would have, if we were to pick one, we would have gotten the wine tone one.
Yeah, the wine shimmer stack,
whatever it's called. But this is really stunning, so we'll kind of update you guys on our thoughts. I have a feeling it'll be just as good as all the other ones.
And from I Do Care we got a clay mask. This is the Yoga Kitten Balancing Heart Leaf Clay Mask.
We won't be using this.
We won't be using this. This will probably go in like a giveaway of sorts, or we'll just donate it to someone. We just don't use clay masks.
Or too dry.
Yeah, it's not something that we gravitate towards. And then this is the Juicy Kitten Purifying Power Green Serum. I'll have to look through like reviews and ingredients and things on these just to be sure, because I try to be kind of particular about my skincare routine, so we'll see if I
don't want to use it and then be like, oh, this is not for me, it's way too fragranced or something, and then it's wasted. Like I'd rather just set it aside if we're not going to use it and give it to somebody.
Yeah, so that was a little exciting mini haul that we got there. But let's get into like updates on things. So we haven't hauled all of these things on camera for one. Some of them we have, if so we'll link corresponding videos. But yeah, just wanted to give you some updates on some new stuff.
First time to talk about this Makeup Revolution Tammy Tropical Twilight palette. So I bought this on a whim because Ulta was having 10 times the points on all eyeshadow palettes. So I bought 2 eyeshadow palettes because points. So that contributed to my most recent Ulta points haul that we will have here in the next few weeks. This is what it looks like. I will say I do not like pressed glitters, so I will not be using it. This one called Firefly. I've heard good things about it, but it looks like so ugly.
Ugliest thing I've ever seen. When it shifts, so it looks like, when you look at it just straight on, it looks like this weird murky olive with orange in it. It's hideous. And then when it flips and hits the light, it's teal, vibrant green teal shade, which is really pretty, but I hate how it looks normally.
Yeah, I don't know, I might try it out, but I just don't use pressed glitters very often. I would say that I probably would not fully recommend this palette. I think the mattes are phenomenal.
Really good.
Probably the best Makeup Revolution matte formula I've tried. The shimmers, however, if you don't have issues with eyeshadow creasing, you might not have an issue with these shimmers.
They're very putty-like.
Yeah, they're kind of like ColourPop Sugar. What? ColourPop Super Shock Shadows. Jesus Christ, I had a stroke. But a little bit more putty-like, I guess.
Yeah, they're kind of more
oily. Yeah. I don't know. They don't really feel oily, but
and they don't have that much like dimension, sparkle to them.
They're kind of just like meh, like they're almost like satins, not metallics. So I wouldn't recommend the shimmers, but I do really like the mattes. So overall, I'm not mad about this palette, because a lot of times I'll use the colorful mattes in a palette and then use like my Cleona shimmers or something. But just something to note about this palette, just in case you are thinking about purchasing it. I think I still recommend the Patricia Bright Rich in Color palette over this, but this is good if you're looking for good Makeup Revolution mattes, which are hard to come by.
I picked up this little Nabla Wildberry Cutie palette. So it looks like this. I did film a video with this, but I was in autofocus and I didn't realize that, I think. Or maybe I just wasn't focused. We'll see if I'll post it. We'll see. If not, I'll refilm my first impressions. I'll just do more of a review style on it. But this is really, really pretty. I'm going to say I don't know, I can't speak for all Nabla formulas, but the mattes are really, really pretty. I think you have the perfect range of light and depth in here. The shimmers are really pretty, but they feel along the lines of Milani, like very thin shimmers. So they look really pretty. They are very impactful, but they don't feel as thick and rich and creamy as something that I normally gravitate for, like Natasha Denona or Cleona shadows,
or even the Kaja stacks.
Even the Kaja stacks, yeah. They're just very thin, so it does require some building. A glitter glue is best with them, but so far I'm really satisfied with this. I think it's just a beautiful little color story, and I was dying to try Nabla's formula. Their new side-by-side palette looks just but neutral. So we'll see if I ever pick it up with Ulta points.
And then from that same Ulta haul, I did get the Oma Beauty Black Magic Carnival palette. There was some controversy surrounding this launch that I can't really remember. I know that
I think they just used non-black people to promote the Black Magic palette.
Well, I think that they said, like, here's a bunch of black artists, like, using it, and then they put Patrick Starr in it.
Oh.
I think that's what happened. I might be wrong. I know Jackie Aina was in this campaign. I just thought this was a really pretty palette, and I was really curious to try the formula of it, and since, you know, I got 10 times the points, I'm like, let me splurge, because I've been eyeballing this one. It was between this one and the other eyeshadow palette they have that's more fall, but I thought this one might be a little bit more us. Wow.
They're really nice.
These shimmers are almost like pressed glitters. So if you're somebody like Lauren May Beauty that doesn't like glitters because something about the ocean, I'm not sure, don't buy this because I can almost guarantee it's full of glitter. These have so much glitter in them. It's not even funny. They're so gorgeous. The only shade I haven't used on my eyelids is the purple shade, which has the only shimmer, which has way less glitter in it. It's kind of the least crazy shimmer within the palette.
It's a little more vibrant swatched out than it looks in the pan though, I will say.
It's got more pink to it, I think. But the mattes are really beautiful too. I do need to use the hot pink and the yellow still, but overall this is a really stunning palette. I can't wait to play with it more. You guys will have to let us know with the stuff that we've bought that we haven't done videos on, like would you like a 2 looks 1 palette on every palette we bought, or you know, what's your thoughts? I like doing 2 looks 1 palettes. I think they're very informative, they're very helpful, but our viewers don't always like that, so.
We are also, we had a subscriber comment, I don't remember who it was at the moment, but they commented in our eyeshadow palette video that we should do like some sort of Christmas themed, like countdown or holiday themed, whatever doesn't offend you, I don't really know. We like Christmas. But it basically like 25 days of eyeshadow. So we do like a look with 25 eyeshadow palettes per day and post a video every day of the month of December, which I think would be really cool. So we're gonna try and start doing, preparing for that because we work very busy schedules. So just thought I'd mention that. I think it's going to be really fun. So stay tuned. Our uploading schedule is gonna be different. Now let me tell you about the biggest surprise of my life. The BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin Palette.
I'm wearing it on my eyes today.
Oh my good God.
Oh my God.
This is so unbelievably beautiful. When I saw it launch, at first it looks so much more neutral than it is. I think because of that silver packaging, like I think it would stand out a little more for a black or a white. But these are insane. The shimmers are phenomenal. This is the best BH palette I've ever tried. Better than the Zodiac palettes, which you guys know my love for those. This is just unbelievably beautiful.
The mattes are incredible.
Like these matte blues, like this one is delish. It's kind of similar to the one in that Kaleidos Escape Pod palette. And it performs so much better.
It's what I have blending out my halo eye. Like if you can see that blue peeking through, that's the shade I have on there. We are filming a 2 looks 1 palette with that. I don't really give a shit if you don't want it. We saw Angelica use it.
Angelica Nyquist. I'll link her channel.
And
she sold me on it.
Yeah, Vic got it, and wow, it makes me want to buy all of their palettes.
Yeah, I literally have been like looking at all of their eyeshadow palettes because I'm just so blown away by these, especially the shimmers. Like especially.
I'm the mattes because the Zodiac shimmers were really good, so I'm used to
these have a little more texture than I've seen from BH.
I've never liked BH mattes. They always go patchy on me, kind of like most Makeup Revolution mattes. Those did not. They were phenomenal.
Great. 10 out of 10 would recommend that. That is like the biggest standout that we can tell you from this video.
Yeah. This is a LA Girl Pro Concealer. This one is in the shade GC972 Natural. This I've been using like as a color corrector. This actually could work as a regular concealer shade on me too. It's just a normal concealer shade with more peach, so it's not quite like super orangey, kind of like the medium Becca one, or super peachy. It's just like a mild peach undertone. This works really well to correct my skin tone of under eye kind of circles and stuff, without going overboard. So it's not something you're going to have to overcorrect with concealer, and it is something you can use on your own if you're my skin tone. I really like this. I need to actually start using my Becca one again because I've been using this one instead, just because it's so easy. Like, it's just so easy. I love it.
Similarly, this is the same LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is just in cool light pink or whatever the case is. I don't remember what it's called.
Read it.
I can't read that font, Rachel. It's so tiny.
Cool Pink Corrector.
Cool Pink Corrector. This one is great for my skin tone since I'm pale as hell. And I have been using this over my Becca one, which is just unheard of. You guys know my undying love for the Becca Under Eye Corrector. So this has been a great surprise, and I think I would just continue to repurchase this over the Becca one. I feel like you get more product in this. This one stretches a lot farther. It doesn't give the same luminosity under the eyes, but it does work just really well. So
to brighten specifically.
I really love this.
I did place that Shop Miss A order. So first of all, we did get that that eyeshadow brush set from that video. We'll link the video. But there's a highlighting brush in there. I don't know if it's called a highlighting brush. Well, I'll figure out what it's called because it's dirty. That thing is amazing for highlighter.
It's so our new favorite highlight brush.
Good. It just buffs it out so like effortlessly. You're not going to have a white stripe in any way. There's not one single highlighter that looks bad with that. It just looks so good and gorgeous and lovely. That is a way that I'm going to be able to use some powder highlights happily because it's just so nummy. I love it. Then we have the little Glow Baby liquid highlighters. We have a bunch of shades in these. This one's in Goddess. They're all pretty much the same. Like
they're just slightly different undertones. They don't have a big range.
Yeah, I really like this to mix in with foundation. I was not sure if I would because I was scared it might break me out because it's super cheap makeup, you know, so gotta watch out for that. Hasn't so far. It's got a nice oily consistency, so it does sheer out a foundation pretty nicely and adds a nice amount of luminosity to it. So I really like these. They are pretty over top foundation too, but again, I'm trying to use my powder highlights, so.
And you can purchase bigger sizes of these. We just got the mini set. So those were a big win. The other win from that would be the Amuse Cosmetics Eyeshadow Primer. This is actually pretty much a dead-on dupe for MAC Paint Pot. It is a little oilier. My eyeshadows do crease a little more than Paint Pot with this by the end of the day, but for the vast majority of people, I would imagine this would be fine, just about the same. And I don't find that it creases really that bad or very quickly. So this is a really great $1 alternative to MAC Paint Pot if you're interested. Though what has topped both of these,
Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer. I think this is the only primer they have. It's pretty much clear. It's got maybe a little tint to it, but it's pretty much clear. It's very reminiscent of like the Urban Decay Primer Potion, but with a very matte finish. So this sucks the oil out of your eyelids. You know that we have dehydrated ass skin. Our skin cracks and it's disturbing. We put Vaseline on our face pretty much every night. Like, our face is not happy and oily or anything. Ours is just dry. Our eyelids, however, produce oil like
out the wazoo.
Like, I don't know, like oil. And this is the only thing that we have found that is consistently working to make sure our eyeshadows don't crease. We can do an all matte eyeball without creasing, which is unheard of, something we've ever been able to do. So that's amazing. I already bought a backup of it. It was on sale for like $2 at Ulta. It's normally only $5. So this 10 out of 10. If you want something that's got more like coverage to it, I wouldn't recommend this. But if you do struggle with creasing, put this under your eyeshadow, and then you can clean up like your brow with concealer or whatever, so your eyeshadow won't crease. But this is so good. I can't recommend it enough. It's
perfection.
So good.
And then these are some things that I wouldn't recommend you pick up. So we got the AOA Velour eyeshadow. It's like a jelly kind of texture. It's more putty-like than the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. It's more reminiscent of the shadows in the Tammy palette, honestly. It's just very, very wet with not a lot of sparkle to it. I was hoping it'd be like a Super Shock alternative for $1, but it's not. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend this. I have yet to try it on my face. I'll probably keep this around just to try it
as a blush topper.
Yeah, because I think it would look really good that way, but I don't like it on my eyes. It's just not enough for me. And then the two baked shadows that we got, they're just meh. Like if you like a really soft satin kind of finish, you might really like these if you're into more everyday kind of makeup, but obviously we are not. So these are just not up my alley. I'm gonna be decluttering these ASAP Rocky. The gel liner / shadows, the colorful ones, I don't care about them at all. They're not something that I would probably ever use again. They're fun and all, and I think that you know, Shop Miss A is probably better for people who are just dipping their toes into makeup, who need to expand their collection, you know what I mean? Like, I have plenty of orange shimmers that I can use over this as a liner, you know what I mean? This is just not for me. The matte ones are a little bit better, but they're still not the greatest as a liner. I wouldn't use them as a liner, just as a cream shadow. Maybe like with Inglot Dermaline, you might be able to turn them into an actual liner, but I would think that they would transfer, not entirely sure. But these sponges are a hit, 10 out of 10. Why would you buy a different sponge? They're like $1. I will say also, so I have this, I think this one's called Sweet 16. I have this one on my, like, as my cut crease kind of thing right here. These work really well as a liner, like above the crease, but if you put it below, it just transfers up, or at least on us. Even with that Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, so you know they are just not meant for us. But overall, I don't think they're bad by any stretch. I just think they aren't for us necessarily. Yeah. And then I did pick up the Amuse Cosmetics Black Liner in that haul as well. This I thought I really liked initially, but it does not wear well at all. So I had put it on. It works really well for like tight lining. It works pretty well in the waterline as well. I don't know why that is. It's hard to get out of brushes. It is very hard to get out of makeup brushes. Harder than any other liner I've ever found. So you'd think that it would stay well, but it stays tacky almost. So it transfers up really bad, and it also like crackles. It's the weirdest thing. So I will be keeping this around just to put in my waterline. That's what I did today. And for tight lining purposes, it works well, but I wouldn't recommend this as like a standalone wing. It applies really well at first, so if you're gonna just apply it and take a picture, then $1 is not a bad price, but I would just go for something like Sigma. Even the NYX black liquid liner is better than that. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that either.
So we did randomly at Target buy the e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. This is amazing. I almost like it more than the Catrice setting spray, the dewy spray that we've been obsessed with. Mostly because this one doesn't smell like high school bad decisions. This one just smells like coconut. I don't really like the smell of coconut, but it's very fine scented. It's not super intense. This is really, really beautiful and dewy without being too dewy, if that's a thing. So like something like the Tatcha spray, the Tatcha Luminous spray, where it's got a bunch of oil in it. This one doesn't even seem to have any shimmer in it. Like it's really just,
no, it's just a nice dewy spray.
And it's got a decent mister. It's not like terrible. It's more along the lines of like the MAC sprays, where it's kind of still squirty, but it's not too squirty, which that's actually my favorite because I like to be able to super soak my face. I really, really like this. I think anybody would really like this, especially if you powder. This would really, really work.
And then I did pick up two lip products kind of randomly. So this is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in Nudie Patootie. This is just the most gorgeous, super greyish kind of nude. I had it on earlier, but then I ended up wiping it off to put on the black. I don't know if you're even going to be able to tell. It's insanely pretty. It's so pretty.
Well, insert a picture.
Yeah, a picture of me wearing it. And then this is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Ice. This is really pretty. I wouldn't say, people keep saying it's a dupe for Gloss Bomb. I don't know about that.
I think it's way less sticky, like UV is Gloss Bomb.
Yeah, and Gloss Bomb isn't sticky in a bad way, but it has a little bit of stick, and which is why it lasts so long. It lasts really long on the lips because of that. This works well. I'm not upset at this purchase by any stretch. I just don't think it's a Gloss Bomb dupe like everybody's saying it is. They smell really nice. Like,
they don't They do have a shade that's
Frosting.
very similar to the universal one. They
Yeah.
smell like frosting rather than like disgusting. I don't know
Like
what
gross vanilla. They smell like a real frosting.
Yeah, I don't know what the gloss bomb smells like. I just hate the scent, and I tweeted that the other day at Manny MUA. It said like, "What's a purchase that everybody else loves that you hated or you thought you loved and then you hated?" I can't remember, but I said the gloss bomb, like the scent makes me physically
Ew.
sick. Like it hurts my stomach when I put it on. I hate the smell of it, and evidently a lot of people experience that too. So I'm not the only one. So if you like the original shade, you can find a dupe in this
line. They have a
line.
ton of shades. These are really, really nice. I'm saying it's not a gloss bomb dupe, but I do really like this.
So Vic picked up this NYX lip liner. I just finished up a brown lip liner from NYX that I really loved. It's more of a warmer brown. My favorite brown lip liner shade that I found so far is also from NYX. This is the shade Downtown something. I'll have to insert the full name because it's gone. It's a very, I'll just swatch it. Do like a thick swatch. It's like a cool toned or neutral toned, mid-toned brown. It's not super dark, it's not super light. That's what it looks like here. Vic bought this shade. I'm wearing it on my lips today, but I've got other stuff on it, so you probably can't tell how dark it is. This one is the shade Espresso, which is just a hair darker than this one.
And a little more cool toned.
Yeah, and a little more cool, almost rosy-ish. Like it's definitely cool
It leans
tone.
a little almost purple.
Yeah, and it looks like this. Wow.
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 We love the NYX lip liners. Wow, here they have the best lip liners.
Yeah, they're so good. I wanted to get the new Nabla ones, but they weren't on Ulta when I went to place my order. So I got 2 of the MAC ones because they were on a sale for like $18 or something, so they're still expensive as hell. But I got Cork and a brown shade. So hopefully I love those. If not, I'll be returning them. But I was looking for something like this, which has already been found. Little did I know. So we will see how those go. But this has got to be like my new favorite lip liner shade. This is stunning.
We got a PR package from Kaleidos. We have a whole review of that. I'll link. Everything in that worked just swimmingly for us, really. The only thing about the Escape Pod palette was that blue was a dud, garbage.
And the contour palette's good.
Yeah, the contour palette's good, not a staple as far as we know yet. I have been using it quite a bit, but it's just because it's a contour palette. It is really nice though if you like those. So we got, here, let me just show you. So we got the Escape Pod palette.
Looks like that.
Looks like
Stunning.
so. Beautiful. Astro Pink, which is my personal favorite. Looks like so. We have Lunar Lavender, which looks like this. Time-consuming process. The turquoise one.
Electro turquoise.
Electro turquoise, and then Sashimi City. This is my bitch.
Yeah.
She is so good.
Good
Yeah, I'm really satisfied with pretty much all of these. I don't have any qualms. And then we did really enjoy the highlighters they sent. We got Ray Rider, Mars Melter, the old formula, and then what's Star Surfer. Star Surfer. One. Those are all really good. They did reach out to us again, so they are going to be sending us 3 packaged versions of some of those highlights, as well as the new multi-chrome highlight and some of their new face brushes. So if you want a review on those, we will do that. I will be giving away a couple of the colorful highlights, just because we aren't going to use something like a blue. But I do want to try the new Mars Melter because it has more of a red flash rather than a hot pink. And yeah, so just so you know, we will be getting all of those sent to us.
I did want to mention, so the contour palette, this is what she looks like. We talked about it in our review. It's a good contour palette. I like the highlight shade. The contour shade's a little bit too cool tone for my liking, so I mix it with the bronzer. Right now, I've been loving, and loving is just not even enough. Yeah. The Dior contour palette. I will probably start to pan this out this year when I start my Project Inclusive project pan, because this is the only shade in it. Something about this formula is magic. So
it's so good.
The difference between these two is, they look like this. But the Dior one, none of these are a flat matte. Most of the shades are a satin, and then there are 2 that have a little bit of like shimmer running through them. But none of these are a flat matte, which is why they look so good on the skin.
They're so skin-like.
They're so gorgeous. They melt into any foundation, any bronzer. They melt in perfectly. So I really, really love this. If they could just come out with more shades so I could continue to love it, that'd be great.
Awesome.
But they probably won't. So we're just going to have to go with that and say, fuck you, Dior. I'm never buying this contour palette again once I finish it. But this is really good. It is just a flat matte. So if you're somebody that powders, you like a matte bronzer, matte face, this will be perfect for you. but I haven't used a matte bronzer in 6 years, give or take. So using this bronzer in here was like weird. I was like, oh, what is this? I didn't powder for a reason, bro. But this is really pretty. Formula's great. It's just matte. It's just not something I'm used to at the moment. Yeah, I think that concludes our little updates video. We will have a haul coming soon. I don't know what to say. But not a ton of makeup in mine. Pinky promise. Just a little. And then we will be doing videos after Christmas. Our friend Kayla Marie, don't tell anyone, it's a secret. We're gonna fuck everyone up on Twitter. Kayla is coming down, or she's a traveling nurse, so she's gonna be working in Omaha, and we live in Iowa, so it's just on the border. So she's going to be coming and hanging out with us mid-December for a little Christmas kind of party. So that's going to be really exciting. She's going to sleep over. It's going to be the greatest little powwow. We got each other a bunch of gifts. Yeah, we got each other a bunch of gifts. I'm so excited. I can't wait to actually meet her in person. So we'll have makeup from her as well. And probably a video. Yeah, and we are going to be doing Anti-Clutter here soon as well, because with all the new makeup coming in, things need to go. So we'll update you guys on that as well. Anyway. Thanks so much for watching. Let us know if you have any of these things, your thoughts on them. Okay, well, it cut me off mid-sentence, so, let us know your thoughts, your feelings, everything that we always ask you to do. Be sure to like and subscribe before you go, and we hope to see you in the next video. Bye!